to work, so we are made for, working. So movement is a life. So very nicely, narrated by you in the past half an hour. And let me just take it forward to another step, and since we all know that activity is so important for us, whether you do a physical activity, you are involved in specific training, or for anyone, like even if you are a youth or you are a teenager, you want to go to the gym, you want to train yourself. So everywhere, wherever, whatever activity you do, the proteins are very important. Am I right? So protein is such a fascinating, nutrient for all of us. So it's not only important for the sportsman, for athletes, it's equally important for anyone. Even if you're old, old age, protein is equally important. So let's explore, let's understand, about the protein. So let me first just share my screen with you. Just give me a few seconds. And I hope my screen is visible to everyone. Just anyone can confirm. Sanjay ji, is it visible, my screen?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Thank you. So, as I said, protein is such an important, although all nutrients are important, but protein is, particularly, very, it's the youth, especially, the teenagers and, those who are involved in athletics, those who are involved in the gym, they are very much, attracted by this nutrient. So let's understand, how much protein you have to eat, why you should eat, what you should not eat. And there are some misconception which is around, basically protein and exercise. So first of all, let's begin by understanding what is protein. So in human body, proteins are part of every cell and every tissue, right? So including our muscles. And why I'm saying, because this is very important even for the parents, those parents who are involved here, who are listening to me. So because in every house we have the teenagers, every house we have the kids, growing kids, they used to go to the gyms and all, so that we understand, what they are taking, how they are aligning towards the protein. So we have to understand that also. So your knowledge definitely, will help, them also in some or other way. Our bodies are constantly recycling proteins on a daily basis. Okay, so that you have to understand that you need protein on a daily basis. It's not that, okay, you can take, once a week or twice a week. So you need protein on a daily basis because it is, required for wear and tear, of tissues in your body. The proteins that we eat in our diet can be used to replace broken down proteins in order to maintain the balance. Okay, so now the protein can be found in relatively higher concentrations in the following foods. Okay, like you can see here, there are a number of other foods. I'm just listing here, in which you will find protein in, more concentration and more amount, like, all animal, products, basically meat, poultry, and fish. You will get in legumes, like in dry beans and peas. They are very rich source of proteins. Tofu is another alternative for those who are vegan, basically. Eggs, is an important source. Nuts and seeds, all kinds of nuts. Like, so some, Professor Archana ji also has said about the ground nut, the moongfali. It's very good source of protein, basically, and good fat also, healthy fat. Seeds. And don't forget the milk. Milk and milk products are again a very, good source of, protein. And of course, in the grains, the cereals and the grains, they also have some proteins. Okay, so these are some of the foods which provide you a good source of protein. And as we age, we need to increase our protein. With the growing age also, we have to increase, our intake of protein. So around 50 years of age, when you are close to 50 years, like I am now close to 50 years, okay? So we need to increase the protein in our diets to 1 gram per kilogram of your body weight to maintain your muscle mass. So for example, if you are 70 kilo, you need 70 gram of protein. And sometimes we think, this is again a very, you can, I don't know, it's a misconception or a myth. We think sometimes that we need too much protein, हमें बहुत protein खाना है, हम gym जाते हैं, हमें इतना लेना है. Just remember, if you are 70 kilo, you need only 70 gram of protein in a day, and which, if you are eating a good balanced diet, you normally take more than your requirement. जो आप नॉर्मल घर में खाना खाते हैं, उसके अंदर भी आपको इनफ प्रोटीन मिल जाता है. हमें सप्लीमेंट्स के बारे में तो सोचना ही नहीं है. There is no point of discussion on taking any protein supplement. And I will come later on that even for the sportsmen, it is not required. And I will prove, with some scientific, basis for that. So people who exercise regularly also needs to eat more protein than recommended daily intake. So we'll tell you, how much protein who needs according to their requirement. Now here are some practical protein equivalents in common food, just आपके समझने के लिए, for your understanding. Okay, so like in 1 cup of milk has around 8 grams of protein. अगर आप 1 कप दूध लेते हैं उसमें 8 ग्राम प्रोटीन है. So अगर आपने 3 ग्लास दूध पी लिया, 24 grams तो आपका इधर ही हो गया. Means 30% requirement is met only by milk. Right? 1 cup of soy milk has about 7 grams of protein. 1 egg has 6 gram. तो आप देख सकते हैं कि आप दिन में कितना खा रहे हैं, कितने अंडे खा रहे हैं, कितना दूध पी रहे हैं. You can calculate accordingly. 85 gram piece of a meat has about 21 grams of protein. 1 cup of dry beans has about 16 grams of protein. And 190 gram container, अगर आप दही लेते हैं जो बाहर पैक्ड आ रही है, 200 ग्राम का जो दही का वो है, उसमें around 11 grams of protein. So you can see that even your dairy milk products, your milk and yogurt, basically, they also give you almost 30 to 40% of your daily requirement. So generally, if we are having a good, healthy diet, we meet requirement of proteins for our day. Now there is a misguided message, which is normally there, in our communities, and also, in the sports, fraternity also. The message is that if you want to build muscles, eat lot of protein. कि अगर आपको मसल बनानी है तो खूब प्रोटीन खाइए. ऐसा नहीं है. So then what people do, they just start taking, like so many eggs, breakfast, lots of chicken, meat for lunch, and so on. But the truth is that, सच्चाई क्या है? The truth is that the weight training exercises such as lifting heavy weight and other resistance training exercises build your muscles, not eating protein. Protein खाने से कुछ नहीं होगा, exercise करने से होगा. So instead of focusing on eating protein, I have seen many people, even here when I am working, when I go to the gym, for my exercises, and many people, many students, they are coming. They just want to go to the gym and they start talking about the protein powders. Even some of my friends, and many people know that I am from this background. When we visit their families, वो बोलते हैं, अरे डॉक्टर साहब हम कल से जिम जा रहे हैं, बताइए क्या खाना है हमें, हम प्रोटीन के लिए क्या क्या लें. पहले जिम तो जाना स्टार्ट कीजिए आप. So लोगों का क्या है कि जैसे ही जिम का नाम आता है, they start, okay, we have to take more protein. It's not like that exactly. It's basically your exercise, which will build your muscles, not the excess protein. I'm talking here about excess protein. This is very important. So excess word is important. So if you consume more protein than your need, you burn more protein as a fuel source. There's no advantage. If your body needs 70 gram proteins and you are taking more than 70 gram proteins, that protein will only be used as a fuel for your body. It will simply be as a fuel. It will not be used to build your muscles. So this misconception you must remove from your mind. Now there is another confusion which is around, like what is the best diet for building muscles? हमारे बच्चे भी हैं जो हैं घरों में, वो सब लगे होते हैं जो स्कूल गोइंग है, टीनेजर्स हैं, they want to build their muscles. So question आता है, what's the best diet for building muscles? There's no diet for that. It's basically the exercise. Diet is just to support. When you work out in a weight room or you go to the gym, you hear that you need to consume lots of chicken breast, egg whites, plus protein shakes, protein powders between your meals to be stronger. And ये उनके लिए है, those who are going in the wind, and those who are going for the cardio, like you are doing, on treadmill running or other aerobic activities. You hear that carbohydrate rich sweet potatoes, oatmeal, brown rice should be the foundation of your meals, and you are left wondering what is the right balance. और आप कंफ्यूज रहते हैं कि राइट बैलेंस क्या है, मुझे क्या लेना है, मुझे प्रोटीन लेना है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट लेना है, क्या लेना है, and कितनी क्वांटिटी में लेना है. So there's a confusion. So what basically is, the carbohydrate rich grains, fruits, vegetables are indeed the best foundation for every type of training program. आप अगर जिम भी जा रहे हैं वेट ट्रेनिंग करने के लिए, आपको कार्बोहाइड्रेट तब भी लेना है. Carbohydrate is the most important still, because even the bodybuilders need carbohydrate based diet, because carbohydrate is the stored in the muscles for energy. So you cannot lift the weights and demand from your workout session if your muscles are carbohydrate depleted. If you don't have energy in your muscle, if there's no carbohydrate, whatever protein you have, there's no use, because you cannot lift that weight. So initially, you have to fuel your muscles. The protein based diets, I know many people, many athletes, I know many bodybuilders basically, the protein-based diets low in carbohydrate, with is a less amount of carbohydrate, provide inadequate muscle fuel for you to perform the hard exercise required to build your potential. So you need to have protein-based diet, but at the same time you need a good amount of carbohydrate in your diet to fuel your muscles. Now, what are the requirements? How much protein you need? There is no scientific evidence to suggest that protein exceeding 2 grams per kg of your body weight will provide an additional advantage. अगर आप 2 ग्राम आपका बॉडी वेट अगर 70 है, आप 140 ग्राम से ज्यादा अगर प्रोटीन ले रहे हैं किसी भी कंडीशन में, चाहे आप कितने भी बड़े मतलब स्पोर्ट्स में आप पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं, आप बॉडी बिल्डिंग कर रहे हैं, कुछ भी कर रहे हैं, उसका कोई साइंटिफिक एविडेंस नहीं है कि वो आपकी परफॉर्मेंस को इंप्रूव करेगा, उसका कोई एडिशनल एडवांटेज है. There is nothing like that. So there is no evidence that taking a protein supplement on top of an adequate diet, again we are talking of supplements, so if you are taking an adequate diet, so there is no evidence that the protein supplement on top of that diet will enhance muscle strength or size. अगर आपकी डाइट एडिक्वेट है, आप सप्लीमेंट ले रहे हैं, उसके बाद भी आप ले लीजिए, उसके अलग रिपरकशंस होंगे, वो आपकी बॉडी में एज ए फैट के फॉर्म में भी स्टोर होगा और वो एक्सक्रीट हो जाएगा, उसके लिए आपको बहुत पानी पीने पड़ेगा. देयर आर अदर कॉम्प्लिकेशंस, बट दे विल नॉट बी एनी एडेड एडवांटेज. सो द एडवांटेज ऑफ गेटिंग प्रोटीन फ्रॉम द नेचुरल फूड, अगर हम सप्लीमेंट्स की बात करते हैं और फूड की बात करते हैं, सो व्हेन यू टेक द प्रोटीन फ्रॉम नेचुरल फूड, is that natural foods contain protein the way nature intended, as yet unknown bioactive compounds that might influence muscles growth. Means in the natural foods, whatever protein you get, you will get those, maybe the supplements and the food get same amount of protein, but you will get an extra bioactive compounds which are there in the natural foods, and there are many compounds which are still unknown. So you have to prefer always natural food over supplements. Supplements will give you just protein, but the natural food will give you protein plus some other bioactive compounds which can also influence your muscle growth. So this you have to understand why we should focus more on the natural food than the supplements. Now the physiques of the bodybuilders and those who are going to the gym is not because of, as I said, excessively high amounts of protein. So rather it is because of the intense training, and it is well known, right? What basically bodybuilders do, why they take high protein diet. So bodybuilders actually, they work incredibly hard. So they prefer a high protein diet because protein not only builds and protects their muscles, but also keeps them for feeling hungry when they are cutting their calories, because they have some, when we talk about the competitive sports, when we talk about where you are winning, going for a medal, then many things are compromised. Even your diet, your health is compromised with our athletes. And that's something, very saddening, this is a very bitter truth that, our athletes, it's not only, you see recently, our, the Indian athlete, was banned, because of doping, So this is a very, poor thing that to increase performance, we go beyond certain things, especially in terms of the nutrition. And we should not actually involved in that. So basically these bodybuilders, they take high protein diet because they want to cut on the calories, because when they eat the lean protein, and the lean protein is harder to overconsume. So there are some other reasons, so we should not be basically following them. Now these are the recommendations for you. Now you can see where you fit. If you want, you can take a screenshot of this, those who are interested. If you are a sedentary individual, suppose those of us, many of us who don't do any activity, you just sit home. आप कुछ काम नहीं करते हैं, means कुछ exercise नहीं करते हैं, सिर्फ ऑफिस जाते हैं, घर आते हैं, ऑफिस जाते हैं, घर आते हैं. You need 0.8 grams of protein per kg of your body weight. So you need around 56 to 60 grams of protein. That's it. Not more than that. It is not required at all more than that. Now, if you are doing some recreation exercises, for example, आप jogging कर रहे हैं, पार्क में घूमने जा रहे हैं, थोड़ी बहुत walking start कर रहे हैं, या जिम में जाना स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं, स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं, then you need 1.1 to 1.6 gram of protein per kg of your body weight. So जैसे ही आपकी एक्टिविटीज का लेवल बढ़ता जाता है, so and the maximum is, you can see 2 grams per kg of your body weight. Okay, so this is an estimator. If you are say 64, if your weight is 64 gram and you are running some long distance races, like for instance for me, if I take my example, I need around 84 grams of protein every day. Now this can be plus minus 10 grams on the lower side, it can be plus 10 grams on the upper side. because there are always individual differences in the food. Some food you can digest protein easily, some food you can absorb the protein, in some you cannot. Okay, so iska tariqa kya hai, how you can know? So an easier way to assess whether you are getting adequate but not excessive protein is that, you know, in your diet is to use, you know, basically this rule: enjoy your serving of protein rich foods at every meal plus 2 cups of milk. आप जो भी एक अच्छी प्रोटीन, यू नो, रिच फूड की डाइट ले रहे हैं, उसमें आप 2 ग्लास जो है ना दूध ऐड कर दीजिए, 2 कप दूध ऐड कर दीजिए. यू कैन मेक श्योर दैट यू आर टेकिंग, यू नो, सफिशिएंट प्रोटीन. उसमें आपको फिर बहुत ज्यादा कैलकुलेट करने की जरूरत नहीं है. इवन जो टीनेजर्स हैं, हमारे जो ग्रोइंग टीनेजर्स हैं, या जो अभी अभी जिम जाना स्टार्ट किया है, या कुछ बॉडी बिल्डर्स हैं who has a high protein requirement, they can basically add another 2 cups of milk, so 480 ml. So with this you can easily, you know, meet up the demands of protein. Now if you think you need supplements that advertise better, because, you know, when we talk about supplements, you know, they are very, you know, good looking, you know, आप उस डब्बे पे देखेंगे अच्छा अच्छा बड़ा कैची वर्ड में लिखा होगा, things लिखी होंगी उसमें, labels होते हैं, and we get attracted basically, you know, towards that. But if you are attracting towards that, you have to think again, because in an overall well-balanced diet, and say again, in an overall well-balanced diet, engineered protein offers, engineered means these supplements, you know, these commercial proteins, they offers no advantage over your standard protein rich food. So please, all the youth, all the students, जितने बच्चे हैं जो जिम जाते हैं, सोच रहे हैं या सोच रहे हैं कि हम जिम जाएंगे, हमें प्रोटीन पाउडर खाना है, प्रोटीन शेक लेना है, बिल्कुल भी जरूरत नहीं है. You don't need at all. It's very expensive also. At the same time, it has no advantage. आपके खाने के अंदर जो आपकी रेगुलर डाइट है, उसमें इतना प्रोटीन होता है कि आपकी जो डेली रिक्वायरमेंट्स है प्रोटीन की, वो बहुत आराम से इजीली फुलफिल होती है. Until unless you have some medical problem, आप किसी प्रोटीन डेफिशिएंसी डिसीज से अगर आप ग्रस्त हैं, आपको डॉक्टर ने एडवाइस किया है, तो that's a different issue. Otherwise, it's not required. Now here are some of the sources, you know, from where you can get, you know, the protein. So you can see from here, you can take a screenshot. We will not discuss that, and this is for your understanding and for your information. Now protein powder versus protein rich food. Again, so हम compare करके देखते हैं यहाँ पर. This is in dollars, but, you know, we can easily convert into the, you know, our currency. If you see also cost wise, these protein supplements, you know, the protein powders basically and others, they are not cost effective. अगर हम कोई एग्जांपल यहाँ पे लेके देखते हैं, पावर बार जो प्रोटीन प्लस है, सो दिस गिव्स यू 32 ग्राम्स ऑफ प्रोटीन. आप अगर 1 लीटर दूध लेते हैं, वो also give you like a non-fat milk gives you 32 grams of protein. So basically जो आपका जो protein rich food है, as I said, they have enough protein and they are comparatively less expensive compared to the, you know, your protein powders. So you are not basically there is no need to go for any kind of supplements. Okay, now you have a daily need for protein. So there are some myth also. Myth क्या है, truth क्या है? Now let's understand this. You will cheat yourself of an optimal training diet if you eat protein rich foods only once or twice a week. ऐसा नहीं है कि हम सोचे कि चलो हफ्ते में 2 बार हम अच्छे से प्रोटीन ले लेंगे तो हमारी जो वीक की रिक्वायरमेंट्स पूरी हो जाएगी. It's not like that. You need to have a daily requirement for protein. आपकी हर दिन की रिक्वायरमेंट है. And if I go very specifically, you need protein at each meal. ऐसा नहीं है कि आप कई बार हम ये सोचें, कुछ बच्चे सोचें, हम सब ये सोचें कि चलो हम सुबह दोपहर में नहीं खाएंगे, हम शाम को अच्छे से खूब सारा चिकन वगैरह प्रोटीन या जो भी लेते हैं, जो नॉनवेज लेते हैं, या जो वेजिटेरियन में आप या पनीर है या और चीजें हैं, आप इवनिंग में ले लेंगे. नो, इट विल नॉट वर्क. बिकॉज ऑप्टिमम मसल बिल्डिंग, eat 20 to 25 grams of protein at each meal. आपको हर मील पे 20 से 25 ग्राम प्रोटीन होना चाहिए. ये नहीं कि आप एक साथ 70 ग्राम प्रोटीन शाम को ले लेंगे, वो वर्क नहीं करेगा. Okay, so this won't, you know, basically help you to build muscles. So ये आपको एक चीज समझनी है इसके अंदर. And this is in contrast to standard pattern of having very little protein at breakfast. Generally, we don't take protein in the breakfast and lunch, and then we take a huge, you know, amount of protein in the dinner. So this is something which is, you know, myth, basically doing like this. Now too much protein. So if you fill your stomach with too much protein, you won't be fueling your muscles with carbohydrate. That's again a problem. So your body can use, remember, your body can use only 20 to 25 grams of protein at one time. एक समय में आप सिर्फ 20 से 25 ग्राम प्रोटीन ही यूज कर सकते हैं. उससे ज्यादा अगर आपने लिया, वो मसल बिल्डिंग में यूज नहीं होगा. that will be basically used as a fuel या फिर वो आपका excretory system से body से बाहर निकल जाएगा. So that means that if you eat, जैसे example अगर हम दें, अगर आपने 240 ग्राम of chicken breast लिया, इसमें 70 grams protein होता है. So you will burn basically less than half of that protein. Plus, if you haven't eaten much protein at the breakfast or lunch, thinking that you will cover up in the dinner, basically, you are, not doing good thing, and you have to think again. So extra protein basically breaks down into the urea, a waste product eliminated in the urine. So anyone, even if you don't follow the advice, because these advices are there, but still people are, taking protein in a wrong way. So even if you don't follow advice and you are taking excess protein, you should be careful that you are taking extra fluids. आप पानी और drink अच्छे से ले रहे हैं, वो ध्यान रखें उस चीज का. Okay. Then protein and amino acids. Another important thing, when we talk about the protein. So we know that there are 21 amino acids, and every protein in your body is made of some combination of these amino acids. So your body can make some amino acids, others, it cannot make. So they are called as the essential amino acids, which are 8, for the adult and 9 for the children. So to date, there is no scientific evidence which indicates that individual amino acids have a bodybuilding effect, because you will see again in the pharmacies, if you go, people will be selling, some amino acids. Okay, you have to eat these amino acids because they will help you to build muscles. So there is no scientific evidence that a specific amino acids have a bodybuilding effect. So taking extra branch chain amino acids such as large doses of ornithine and arginine will not make you muscles bigger and stronger. So your body needs all essential amino acids to make new muscles, basically. So go for the natural foods. It's very important. Now another is a protein and vegetarian. Like most of many of us are, in our country, we are vegetarian. Many people. So, and there's often saying that vegetarian, they lack in protein. This is a totally wrong concept. Vegetarians, they can get equally good protein. And if you ask me, I can give some examples here. Many players, at the elite level nowadays, they are turning into vegan. Even the Virat Kohli has turned to the vegan, if most of you know. Even the Usain Bolt has tried sometime to be vegan. So many elite athletes at the high level, they are leaving the animal proteins and the non-vegetarian diet, and they are turning to be vegetarian. So we know that it is again a wrong conception about vegetarian. So the plant-based diet tends to have more fiber. They have less, saturated fat and the cholesterol, basically, and they have more phytochemicals, active compounds that are health protective. So you can get adequate protein to support your sports program by including, you can use the kidney beans like, rajma, aapke chickpeas, peanuts, butter, tofu, nuts, veggie burgers, paneer, and other forms of plant protein in each meal. So these are really a good source of protein. So dairy food are a great way to add extra protein. All dairy foods, And now some people, I'm reading somewhere, some articles and in some, some forum that dairy foods are not good, milk is not good. But still, the recent studies have failed. So there is no basically scientific evidence has failed to find a connection between the dairy fat, heart disease, and stroke, regardless of the milk fat levels is having. So still, it is not validated basically. And the protein in rice, protein in the beans, pasta, lentils, nuts, fruits, vegetables, and other plant foods are incomplete. Basically, when you get proteins from there, it is not complete, but it does not mean it is bad. So what you can do is you can have a combination of various foods. So therefore, the vegetarians must eat a variety of foods. All vegetarians, you should eat a variety of foods. आपको बहुत सारी variety उसमें रखनी है. हर तरह की दाल खानी है. ये नहीं कि सिर्फ एक ही दाल खानी है. अभी अर्चना जी कह रही थी, प्रोफेसर अर्चना जी, कि आप सिर्फ अरहर की दाल खाते हैं पूर्वांचल में, या something, if I understood, in properly what she's saying. So you should take all types of lentils, all types of beans. आप variety लीजिए. When you take the variety, your protein will become complete. And vegetarians who drink milk can easily do this by adding extra milk into their products. And these, you can try these, those who are like vegetarians, you can try these combinations. Basically you can use the grains plus beans, such as rice, beans, bread, split peas, soup, tofu, brown rice, corns. आपका जो मक्का होता है, very good source of protein. Basically red kidney beans, as I said, they are very good source of protein. You can try the combination of just legume plus seeds such as chickpeas and tahini, tofu and sesame seeds, add, soy milk. If you are not taking the milk, those who are vegan means they don't even take the milk. The vegans, they don't even go for the milk. For them, milk is also like animal product basically. So they can go for the soy milk. Otherwise, if you are vegetarian but take milk, so milk is a good option for you. So you can try this combination and you will get enough protein. Now there is another myth, basically like athletes who choose to eat a vegan diet will hurt their ability to perform well. कि अगर आप vegetarian हैं तो आपकी athletic performance खराब हो जाएगी. I was also athlete when I used to run, in my 90s, long back in late 80s. So मुझे भी कहा जाता था कि आप कैसे दौड़ोगे इतना, जब आपको अंडे खाने शुरू करो, आप चिकन खाना शुरू करो. But I refused. It's not necessary basically. This is again a misconception that the athletes who will not take, the animal protein, they will not perform well. So vegans who eat only plant foods can meet their protein needs by eating a variety of plant foods. बस आपको क्या करना है कि आपको variety उसमें add करनी है. That is important. You have to add the variety basically. So hence the vegan needs to consume generous portions of plant protein. Like I just said, grains में आपके सारे grains आ जाते हैं, जितने भी whole grains सब आ जाएंगे आपके. All beans, all legumes, all nuts, to compensate for the lower density of the protein and the fact that plant proteins are less bioavailable compared to the others. So beans and lentils, सभी तरह की दालें जो हैं, they are offer also a very good, combination of both protein and carbohydrate. दोनों चीज उसमें से आपको मिल जाती है. Then protein supplements, another myth is that protein supplements are so popular, they must be better than real foods. So again, this is for all young people, please don't go for the protein supplements. They are not at all better than the real foods. So this is just, a big billion-dollar industry, all these things, the supplement industry. We should not, follow that blindly, okay? And the protein which is, available in the whole food is much better than the supplements, because they offer you all bioactive compounds which is available in natural food. Okay, and there is a research here on the, I will read from the bottom slide. There's a research which again proves that in a study with untrained young men who added supplement with 20 grams of protein, 20 grams of whey protein, where we remove the solid, to their standard diet, both before and after a 12-week strength training program. So the muscle growth was the same compared to the group with no supplements. So एक group को हमने supplement add किया, दूसरे group को supplement नहीं दिया, वो normal diet पे रहा. And after the 12 weeks, we have seen that there is no advantage to the people, to the group who have taken the supplement. So supplement का कोई additional advantage नहीं है. There is no additional advantage of taking any protein supplement. Now timing, nutrient timing, किस समय आपको लेना है? It's very important. So consume high protein food, protein with all essential amino acids like milk, and yogurt, chicken, eggs, other proteins in proximity to exercise. जब आप exercise कर रहे हैं, उसके नजदीक में आपको लेना है. एक it's say that 45 minutes window होती है आपका exercise करने के बाद. उस 45 minutes की window में आपको you must take the protein exercise करने के बाद. अगर आप उसको miss कर जाते हैं, then the effect will not be there. So it's very important to know the nutrient timing. So when amino acids in your blood are above normal, the muscles take up more of these building blocks, and this enhances the muscle growth. So thus, eating several protein-containing meals and snacks is preferable to eating big dinner. So आपको सिर्फ एक साथ एक ही टाइम में बहुत सारा प्रोटीन नहीं लेना है, आपको उसको डिफरेंट पार्ट्स में ब्रेक करके अलग-अलग टाइम पे लेना है. Okay? Now, what should you eat before the weight training? अगर आप जिम जा रहे हैं, एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं, स्ट्रेंथ ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं, so before that आपको क्या खाना चाहिए और कितने पहले खाना चाहिए? So by eating protein along with the carbohydrate in your pre-exercise snack, you will digest the protein into amino acids, which can be caused by muscles during after exercise. So pre-exercise protein can also reduce the muscle breakdown that happens during exercise. So exercise करने से पहले आप जो है at least around 2 hours before you can take some protein. Okay? So whether or not this translates into a bigger muscle has yet to be determined. इसका कोई scientific evidence नहीं है कि ऐसा करने से आपकी muscles bigger हो जाएगी. But you will have a good amount of protein in your muscles because during exercise there is a breakdown of muscles, which happens. Now, what should you eat after weight training? ग्लाइकोजन स्टोर्स आर रिड्यूस्ड. जब भी आप एक्सरसाइज करते हैं आपकी बॉडी में एनर्जी पूरी डिप्लीट हो जाती है. कॉर्टिसोल hormones that break down the muscles are high, वो सब बढ़ जाते हैं. And the muscle damage that occurred during the exercise causes inflammation and amino acid that is basically the glutamine that provides fuel for the immune system is diminished. So ये सब चीजें आपकी हो जाती हैं एक्सरसाइज करने के immediately बाद. So therefore if you just drink water, आप सिर्फ खाली पानी पीते हैं एक्सरसाइज करने के बाद, you miss the 45-minute post exercise window, which is very very important for nourishing, repairing and building your muscles. So you eat a carbohydrate protein combination as soon as tolerable after you exercise. So सिर्फ प्रोटीन नहीं खाना है आपको, 45 मिनट्स के अंदर आपको प्रोटीन और कार्बोहाइड्रेट का कॉम्बिनेशन खाना है within 45 minutes. So generally advisable, that you plan your training sessions, so which are close to like आपका जो डिनर का टाइम हो रहा है उसके आसपास आप प्लान करेंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल, सो आपने एक्सरसाइज की और उसके विदिन 1 आवर आप डिनर का टाइम आपका हो जाएगा, सो देन यू कैन फुलफिल दैट. तो बहुत बार क्या होता है, हमने एक्सरसाइज की एंड देन वी रश टू द ऑफिस, सो देन यू नो दैट बेसिकली न्यूट्रिशन पीरियड ऑफ 45 मिनट्स एक्सरसाइज विंडो. ओके. And quick and slow protein, just 2 more slides I will take. So the way एक सुना होगा आपने कि बहुत एक क्विक प्रोटीन है, वो जल्दी एब्सॉर्ब हो जाता है, एंड द स्लो प्रोटीन व्हिच टेक्स टाइम. सो व्हाट इज दिस बेसिकली? वे आपने सुना होगा वे के बारे में. वे प्रोटीन बेसिकली व्हिच कम्स फ्रॉम 20% ऑफ द प्रोटीन फाउंड इन द मिल्क. जब आप मिल्क को जो है ना उसका जो सॉलिड पार्ट है उसको निकाल देते हैं और लिक्विड पार्ट को अलग कर लेते हैं, दैट इज अ वे प्रोटीन व्हिच इज नाउ वेरी पॉपुलर, वेरी कॉमन. It is digested and quickly absorbed into the bloodstream. जो वे प्रोटीन है वो बहुत quickly और जल्दी से आपकी blood stream में absorb हो जाता है. Then other forms of protein, as casein, which is basically makes up the 80% of the protein, and it is slowly absorbed. वो धीरे धीरे absorb होता है. So whey is a rich source of branched chain amino acids, basically, and it can be absorbed fast. So hence whey is a fast acting and a good source of raw materials for protecting muscles from getting broken down during exercise and for building muscles after exercise. So आप exercise से पहले whey protein ले सकते हैं क्योंकि वो जल्दी से आपकी बॉडी में absorb हो जाएगा, quickly आप उसको use कर सकते हैं. On the other hand, the casein which I said, the other portion of the milk, this is a long-lasting and sustained source of amino acids, and it is also important in muscle building process. वो आपका long term में exercise के बाद जो है उस process में उसका इस्तेमाल होगा. So at the bedtime you can take that, and it can enhance availability of amino acids throughout the night, because in the night you don't have to do any activity, so you can use basically the casein, the remaining part, the other way, during the bedtime. And milk offers both rapid and extended protein activity in body. So milk is a very good source of protein. Those who are not taking milk, and if you are not basically inclined to it, you must think again. So milk and powdered milk are good alternatives to expensive protein supplements. So this is again those who are going for supplements. I always recommend them. Even when students come to me here, ask, teacher, I am going to the gym, please give me a diet recommend. I say you don't have to take anything extra. Just add some 1 glass of milk, 2 glasses of milk in your food, and you can meet the requirement of your proteins. So they offer protein the way nature intended, basically, as the all possible bioactive growth promoting compounds that are yet to be discovered. Remember, whey powders often lack the carbohydrate. Again, when you go for the whey protein, whey powders, they lack the carbohydrate which is needed for refueling muscles. So we should go for complete. The milk is better than for even the whey protein. So whey is okay, but not exactly not required for all the time. In specific cases, you can go for the whey protein, but generally you can go for the whole milk, basically, which also gives you carbohydrate. So with this, I give thanks, to the organizer. I would like to, rest my lecture here. And thank you so much, Sanjay ji, for giving me this time and opportunity and allowing me to share, my views, your participants. Thank you so much, and over to you for further proceedings.
Sir, I am audible?
Yeah, you
Yes.
are audible. You are audible. You are audible.
Sir, thank you for your this informative lecture. And because I am going to short of time, that's why I did not allow to the participant to ask any question. You see the chat box and comment of the people. It is visualized to you. And if you think any question asked by the participants from chat box, you may answer the question. Otherwise, I will conclude this your lecture.
Yeah, there is one question. Just I will take maybe 2 minutes. I can answer. There is one question by
Okay,
Dr.
sir.
Shalini Sharma.
Yeah.
She has asked that milk and milk powder can increase weight.
Okay.
This is totally a very different topic. How you increase weight. I have given my lectures on weight management at various forums. Weight is not increased by any food basically. Food is not the criteria to increase weight. It is the calorie basically. अभी अर्चना जी ने अच्छे से बताया हमें जो है आपका जो इनएक्टिव लाइफस्टाइल है वो आपका वेट बढ़ाता है ना कि कोई खाना फूड
Yeah, really.
टू ईट खाना हम लोग एक बड़ी विचित्र सी वो है कि वी यूज टू पे नॉट टू ईट लोग जिम में जाके या कहीं भी एक्सपर्ट को लोगों को पैसे देते हैं कि हमें बताइए कि हमें कितना कम खाना है उसके लिए हम पैसे देते हैं कम ऑन इट्स नॉट लाइक दैट फूड इज द प्रॉब्लम इज योर active lifestyle. So you control your control your calories and you increase your physical activity, and milk and milk powder does not increase your weight at all. Thank you so much. I think this should be enough.
Yeah.
Since we are short of time.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Now I request our head of department, Dr. V.K. Rao, sir.
Thank you.
You can extend your thanks to
Thank
Dr.
you, Dr. Sanjay ji. Our distinguished speaker, Dr. Rakesh Tomar, Professor in Physical Education, King Fahd University of Petroleum and Minerals, Saudi Arabia. He is the very dominant speaker, and he described so widely and informative lecture the recycling of the protein. Intake should be, he spoke about the intake of the diet should be on the daily basis of protein to make us the balance. And what should be the source of the protein? He widely explained. And one more thing he described in the lecture, around 50 years, 1 gram per kg of body weight will be enough for our muscle and muscle strength and size. It's a very good information for us as well as our participants. And protein he described the calories of the protein in milk, soya milk, and eggs also. This information is also very good for our participant. And he explained the misguidance about this, and he clearly spoken that instead of taking protein from the outside for the muscle building is not good. So we should join the gyms, we should join the exercises for our muscle building and develop our body size. You advise about the natural diet for the source of the protein, sir, and you spoke that carbohydrate is the best foundation of every protein. And here you advise to take 2 cups of the milk, which will be the good source of the protein. And about 20 to 25 grams of protein in one time is good. Body can use properly. And in your lecture, you described the amino acid to make new muscle fibers. And after the exercise, the people who are doing the gym, you told that after exercise within 45 minutes, take protein or carbohydrate combinations. And what we should take in gym people, normal people, and the people of 50 years around, you described the intake of protein in a very nice manner, sir. Thank you very much. You spared your time for us in the webinar on the behalf of Harishan PG College and organizing committee and my personal behalf, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. B.K. Rao, sir. Now I request our next eminent speaker. Is Dr. Dilshad Ahmed from Oregon University, USA. Before calling him, I would like to say a few words. Dr. Dilshad Ahmed, teaching assistant and independent researcher in Oregon State University, USA. He teaching he completed his postdoc fellowship from Alberta, Canada, postdoctorate University of Macau, Macau, research assistant University of Macau, Macau, visiting scholar Korea Institute of Sports Science and South Korea, PhD from St. Gadi Baba Amaravati University, India. Dr. Dilsad Ahmad attended two of India's top ranked, where he earned a total of 4 degrees, including his PhD. He began his career as a physical education teacher and sports coordinator. His efforts were twice recognized with the teaching award. With an interest in advancing physical education and sports worldwide, and as a committed lifelong learner, he pursued an international opportunity in Canada, Macau, South Korea, and United States of America, including postdoctoral research experience. He is currently pursuing a MS Kinesiology degree and working as a teaching assistant in Oregon State University, USA. Now I request Dr. Dilsad Ahmad, please you come and deliver your topic. Sir, Dilsad Ahmad.
Oh, hello, everyone. Yeah. So,
thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm just shifting it to my presentation directly. I guess all of you can see my presentation. Yeah. Okay, and all of you can hear my voice clearly.
Yeah, it's clear. Your voice is clear, sir.
That's great. Okay, well, so hello everyone. My cordial gratitude to the entire organizing committee, especially to Dr. Sanjay for giving me this beautiful opportunity to be a part of this beautiful webinar discussion. I really welcome all the speakers here, including esteemed participants here, for giving us your precious time for listening us. So just accept my greeting from Oregon State University. It's morning here. It's morning around 5 o'clock. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I came out with this topic, Amplified Women Voice, for uncovering the issues of sexual harassment and assault in sports. So yes, it's for the beautiful introduction. I'm really thankful to the speaker actually here, and just go more detail into the things and what exactly I'm doing. Of course, you came to know from him what I'm doing right now and how the things are going on. Also, I'm from India, basically. So this is my state, Assam. I'm basically from Assam, from the district of Nagaon. You can see this is where I'm actually located. I'm in the heart of the entire state. So I'm the heartbeat, actually. Just kidding, man. District. Anyway, I'm happy to share with you all that my topic, which I'm going to present with you, recently it is accepted with ACSM, one of the biggest platform in our profession, and it is already, the abstract is already published in the ACSM annual meeting proceeding. Here my other authors with me who actually contributed in this whole research. So to be honest, it is not just a topic, ladies and gentlemen. It is an important discussion that we need to focus on today, because this is something we never give much emphasis in India. And to be honest, because of this, so many things are happening, but we don't know what exactly happening in this field of study exactly, because we did not explore it much before. So to know really about what exactly is sexual abuse, then you can see this is just kind of unwanted sexual attention from coach that results in groomed and coerced collaboration in sexual and or genital act, where victim athletes, I'm talking about mostly acted, because this happened in other areas as well, but I'm just focusing here, this has been entrapped by the perpetrators. So this is the best definition I found to share with you all what exactly it is. Sexual harassment research was first undertaken in the workplace, actually, not an educational setting. So sexual research in sports is scarce. Not too many research has been conducted, to be honest, and still growing from 1980s. So very little actually known about its causes, its characteristics, what actually antecedents this problem in the field of sports realm, in the field of athletics actually. So this is just a basic understanding of the things like how common is sexual assault. So you can see I wrote it down. 1 in 6 women and 1 in 33 men reporting experiencing an attempted or completed rape in their lifetime. Can you? It is not just happening with women; it is also happening with men as well. And this is how the whole picture is. Can you see it? So in India, a child is sexually assaulted every 15 minutes. I got it information from Telegraph, and you can see every 73 seconds, an American is sexually assaulted in America. And women in colleges are more likely to be the victim of sexual assault. So colleges, these are educational institutes. This place should be the safest one. Unfortunately, victims are more being found in this area of places actually. So background and significance, if you talk about, according to Bureau of Justice status 2017 in 2016, 77% of sexual assault cases are unreported in United States. So now imagine if in United States 77% of sexual assault cases are unreported, then what is going on in India, where things are of course there, justice is of course there, but because of the slow process and a lot of administrative I mean rules and regulation, and we have a lot of obligation in India still. How are you can think about that? So these are something we do not have exact data, but still we will discuss some of the things in the following slides. And what exactly the aim of the study I will discuss later. You will find it very interesting, I believe you. So 1/3 of the sexual abuse victims reported being reluctant to share. I mean, they don't feel like to share their happening with others, that what exactly they faced during that incidents and what exactly happened. They don't even want to go and to others. And this is the reason why 77%. So Me Too movement is very important movement, actually started from United States, New Yorks, and in 2006 around, and it's basically focused on giving right to the Black women. That when at the time when it was started, to give them a platform to talk about, and now it is spread all over the world, and we have also in India the same thing. So Me Too movement has brought sexual harassment, abuse, and assault experienced by female to the forefront, actually, society, particularly in the workplace. So in different workplace could be our field athletics ground, it could be, I mean, a multinational company, or maybe school, college, educational setting, anywhere, so all workplace. So within athletic realm, females have also reported such experiences. So we have, I mean, now I'm coming to the point, sometime to as a maltreatment, not just experience, they're also maltreatment, they're extreme, is meaning that. While maltreatment has been reported for decades in the recent years, victims' voice have been amplified recently, actually, at least in the United States. So for various political and social reasons, the maltreatment of female